Hey, welcome everybody. Those of you that are not here live, I hope you're able to jump on. And I'm going to mute the people that are on. Becky and Yvette. Now I can hear myself. I'm going to mute you guys so that I can not have any background music or background noise. So anyways, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to pop into the 80-day obsession and show you guys around. So hang on just a second and I will get my screen shared. All right, there we are. This is, let me get out of here. Here is your Beachbody On Demand. This is your Team Beachbody login website. You've logged in and you're now seeing all of the fitness, Shakeology, the supplements, you know, how to order, apparel, all that. But most importantly is your Beachbody On Demand. So we're going to jump in here and we will go to the 80-day obsession. I watched a few videos this morning from some of the test group. I did watch Autumn's, the two videos that she posted in there, and also the weekly obsession. That's going to be really fun and really important to watch because each week they will go over, we get to see kind of how they got through that week. So if you haven't watched weekly obsession, give it a watch. It's only 15 minutes. And we get to meet all the cast and see their before pictures and see, you know, learn a little bit more about them. But I did watch the quick start tips and the eating plan tips. And really what Autumn talked about, if you haven't watched those yet, I highly suggest that you do because she stresses it more than once. Read the guide. Read it inside and out. Read it more than once and just kind of really soak it in, have the TV off, make sure you're paying attention. And then be obsessed with the workout, schedule them. If you have a calendar, schedule that in. Make sure that you've got your day all planned out, which I will be doing later on today. Be prepared, make sure you have your light and your medium and your heavy weights. If you have bands, you might want to have a second pair because they do, you know, we're doing this for 80 days, so they might tear. Check your bands and make sure that there's no holes in them before you start. And then track your weights. Use your tracker sheet. They are in all that paperwork that we got. Your tracker sheets are these. And you'll want to have them out so that you are tracking them, tracking your weight so you know how you're progressing. And then watch the weekly obsession like I suggested, and then, you know, be in a group. And we have this amazing group of ladies that we're working with, and I'm so excited. So that was some of the quick start tips. And then the eating plan tips that she talked about is do your calculation. And after each phase, you're going to recalculate again because you may change. You may bump up or bump down. Read the eating plan. Make sure that you read through that and read through the food lists. And then use your portion control containers. I got mine out. They're all out on the counter. Schedule your workout time. It's important to work out, to have your workout block scheduled every day. So for this first week, go into your calendar, go into your Google Calendar, whatever you do. If you have a planner, go in there and schedule that block so that you know how you're going to eat. For instance, I may be on my days off working out a little later in the day. So my workout block is going to be different on the days that I don't work out at 4 o'clock in the morning. And meal prep, super, super important. Because if you don't meal prep, you're not going to know what you're going to be eating for the day. And then check out the recipes on Fixate. And there's a foundational videos. We'll go through those. Enjoy the refeed day, which we won't be doing that until week 6, but that's a day to refuel your glycogen stores and refuel your muscles. You get to eat some carbs that we haven't been eating in a long time. Some of us won't be eating those, but we'll figure it out at that point. And then watch the changes in your time nutrition based on your rest days. On Sundays, the time nutrition is way different than it is on workout days. And so, you know, that's kind of what she talked about. So I'm going to go through the program materials, and we're going to go through the starter guide first. I'm going to open this up. And you guys can see my screen okay, right? Okay. I'm going to move you down. So this is your starter guide. I'm sure you guys have all gotten this printed out. Make sure on Sunday that you are doing your before and after photos and your measurements. This is really key. The scale doesn't always tell you what's going on, but your pictures and your measurements do. And so, you know, if you don't know how to take pictures or there's this little blog article in here tells you can go to this video right here, this Beachbody On Demand blog on how to do your before and after videos, and I mean your before and after photos. So make sure that you do that. I know you guys have done it before, but this is really key for this program because we want you to be able to show your journey and show people how successful you were. And so if you need to have someone else take your photos, that way, you know, you're not trying to prop it up somewhere and that you have good lighting. And so do that on Sunday, as well as your video that I posted for the homework in our group. And then make sure you've calculated where you're going to be at, and make sure you use this. Most of us, I think, are all doing this for weight loss, not for maintenance. So if you are doing it for maintenance, you're not going to do this deficit. But if you're doing it for weight loss, continue on and make sure that you are, you know, doing it completely and doing all the calculations, and then figure out your plan. I'm going to be in a B. I've never been in B before. I've always been in A, but the workouts are more strenuous in this, and so that's where I'm at. And then there's different focus for every day. If you don't have a foam roller, you can get it on Beachbody. You can go to any sporting goods store and look for a foam roller because we will be using those on Sundays. So, you know, check that out at your local sporting goods store. And, you know, you've got your different workout blocks, your refeed day, your peak week. Those all things will happen later on in the month. I mean, later on in the 80 days. And then there's your performance line. So you're going to go to, I'm going to pick Plan B. I think that a lot of us are in Plan B. And I'm just going to scroll down. We all know what our containers are. There is that food list that you can also print. I will have this on my refrigerator or somewhere handy. And I have already gone through and circled some of the things that I know I will be eating. And, you know, that way it's going to be quick and easy when I get ready to do my grocery list. And I did put a grocery list or like a grocery planner into the group so that you guys can use that. But so here's your first part of your Time Nutrition meal plan. And what she has said, and those of us who are in the coach test group and watching her videos, if your pre-workout meal is too much, if this is too much of a meal for you, you can swap out this meal option number 1, which would be your Shakeology. So that's what I'm going to be doing because I can't eat this much food before I work out. So I'm going to have my shake. I'm going to probably do it more like 30 minutes before. I'm only going to use 8 ounces of liquid because I don't want to be too full, but I know that I'm going to have all my nutrition in my shake for my workout. And then I'll have my Energize. And for those of you that aren't doing the performance line, that's fine. There is a non-performance line nutrition meal plan as well, which we'll go over. But I will be, you know, doing my Energize and then getting my workout done. And I don't drink Hydrate. I'll just have water when I'm working out. But you can certainly do the Hydrate. You can make your own kind of electrolyte water by adding a little bit of Himalayan salt to your water bottle and maybe even throwing in a lemon if you want a little flavor with it. But that will help you with your workout. And then with your recovery drink, if you have it, today I threw in some berries into my orange recovery drink, and it was pretty good. I blended it up and drank it. And so you can either eat your fruit or just have your or mix it all together. And then your post-workout meal is going to be, like for instance, one of the things I'm going to do excuse me, I'm going to make up a batch of the egg muffins. And 2 of those fits into this category. And so, you know, I'm going to do that and probably have some sweet potatoes or yams and have those cooked, roasted up and in a container. Those usually last about 3 to 4 days in the refrigerator before they get really soggy. But I did that last weekend because I wanted to try it out and see how they lasted. And I think I ate my last little bit on Wednesday or Thursday. And so that's what I'll be doing. And these are just suggestions, but those egg cups, they're in the 21-day fix. If you have this book, the egg cups are in there. They're also on the Fixate program in BOD. Actually, no, this is yeah, they are in here. So look for your recipes for the egg cups, you know, whatever works for you, but that generally is going to be some kind of a meal with eggs and vegetables, or meat. Like Autumn she can't do eggs. And so she does a chicken breast and some broccoli, and that's her post-workout meal, and adds, you know, some sweet potato to it. So for those of us that aren't doing the carbs, you know, I may not have my carb there. Well, actually, no, I have to. So these 2, I'm sorry, guys. These 2, this block, you cannot mess with. You have to have all of these containers during this block of time. Down here, you can mess around with these containers, and you can still, like I said, option 1 can come up here to your pre-workout, and then this one would come down here. So I'm hoping that's not too confusing, but she has really stressed that what she's got here in this block is really needs to stay there. But you can swap out the pre-workout meal with option 1. That's the only change that you can make. And so, you know, I pretty much, after I do my thing, I'm going to be doing my shake in the morning. I'm going to be doing my egg cups or whatever I've made, a quiche or whatever I've made for my post-workout meal. And then I'm going to work on getting the rest of my containers throughout the day. I may end up eating every 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes for those of us that work, we don't have time to stop and do that. And so some of these containers might be all in one meal. It may be a big meal depending on my day. But for those of you that can try to eat every 3 hours or 4 hours, even if you have to stretch it out, just make sure that you're getting all of these containers in throughout the day. I'm hoping that makes sense. Nobody has any questions, I don't think. And I listened to one of the test group subjects today, and she pretty much followed this, except she swapped out some things because she doesn't like squash. But this is a really good example of how, if you just follow this to the T, it would be super easy for at least for your first week until you get things dialed in. And like I said, meal option 1 can be swapped out for your pre-workout meal, and then that pre-workout meal will come down into this area. And then your rest day, this is how your rest day goes, and your purple container moves to option meal number 3. Because you're not working out, you want to be sure you're getting that sugary carb, that fruit, earlier in the day rather than later in the day. And so that's why she moved that purple container up a little bit in the day. And always remember that your Shakeology counts as a red. And then this is an example of your morning workout block. So this is, for example, this is if you're working out a little later in the day, later in the morning. I'll be working out really early. So my times, this will be kind of my block. And then I'm going to be going to bed pretty early because I'm getting up at the crack of dawn. And peak week, we'll talk about that later because it's going to be way down the road. It's like week 6, I think, or week 8. And then here are meal planners. I posted some meal planners in the group. I also added the Fixate cookbook to our group. And so it, you know, if you don't have the Fixate cookbook, you can certainly look there, or you can order it through the shop. And I also posted a really nice, it's a whole week meal planner for you if you don't want to make copies of this, because this is only 1 day. These are refeed and the deplete day. So you would have to make a copy of just this column in order to have a meal planner. And then if you're like I said, here's my morning workout. This is wake up at 5:30, but I'm going to be waking up at 4. But again, here is a morning workout, an early morning workout block. But you'll be substituting option 1 if you want for this meal. Now, on my days off, I may have an egg cup in the morning before my workout instead of my shake. So it just kind of depends. And then here's your mid-workout block. But you can see this workout block, wherever you put it, everything else has to go around it. And so if you're, you know, afternoon, depending on your shift, you work out later in the day, you're going to have more of your meals in the morning, and then you're like a snack kind of before your workout, or lunch, and then do your workout. And then here's your evening block. And I love that they've got this so timed out. It's very regimented. And the test group, they were all freaked out that first week too, and they did not get this until Saturday before they started on Monday. So they were in total shock over the weekend getting ready for this, because they had no idea how they were going to do it, but they did. And once they got themselves on a routine, it just became natural. And they also said that, you know, the time nutrition was new to a lot of them, but they have, you know, figured it out, and they got themselves on a schedule, and it just works. And if you are not, because I know Sarah, I believe, she does not have the performance line. If you're not doing performance, then there's one more option where you've got your workout block, your meals, your containers, and you know, you pretty much do it like that. So let me pop in here and make sure nobody has any questions. Next thing, you've got all the meal plans. So you just kind of scroll through here, and whatever meal plan you're going to be in, there is a vegan meal plan. And then here's your container food list. This is going to be really important. And when I printed this off, it took my computer forever to print off, I think, because it's so small. But, you know, there's your food list. This modified refeed supplemental yellow list, you will not be looking at that until week 6. So don't even add those to your thought process. But everything else, this is all the foods that we get to eat. And like she has said before in 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme and all her other programs, the items that are at the top of the list, so I would say about the top 4th of the list, those are the best items to eat. Anything below that, they're still good. She wouldn't put them on the list if they weren't. But they are not the better foods to eat. And I will tell you, I know, just because of the way I've been eating, that these fruits up here are pretty much the lowest sugar kind of content fruit, which is why she's got them at the top of the list. And the same thing with these items in the yellow. These items at the top are sort of the lower carb items, and the things down at the bottom are your higher carb items. And also some of them are higher fiber as well. So one more thing, I'm going to hop into do you guys have any questions? I'm going to unmute you for a minute while I'm scrolling.
No.
Yvette, any questions?
Well, if you could give me some samples, some examples of some pre-workout meals, because I'm thinking I don't like taking I'm going to need all my time, so I don't have time to make a shake. And I'm thinking, would just a piece of the low carb fruit be okay? Or
Well,
I'm confused about the pre-workout stuff. I'm
you,
stressed over it.
for anyone doing this, you need to follow that plan. So for a pre-workout meal, what category are you in?
I'm in category B, but as you know, I'm an early riser, so
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
going to be getting up at 5, and I need to be out of the door for work at a certain time, so I don't have a whole lot of time. I need something really quick in the morning for this pre-workout meal.
So if you don't think that you can make a shake and drink it down before your workout, when are you working out?
I'm getting up at 5, so I think I'm going to be working out at 5:30.
Okay. So if you don't think you can drink a shake at 5, then I would suggest making some egg cups, scrambling up some eggs with some spinach in it. You know, whatever kind of protein that you want, because you need to have either a protein and a fruit, or this protein and a green, a vegetable, and then your carb. So if you don't think, I mean, do you think that you would be able to do the egg cups or something on that line where you could just grab it, heat it in the microwave, and eat it?
Yeah, I'll give that a try then.
If you don't think that you can make a shake and drink it down, that's why I'm only putting 8 ounces of liquid in mine. I'm not going to make them very big. And, you know, and what I really loved with this is that she said that 8 ounces of almond milk is a spoon.
Okay.
And so this morning I made 8 ounces of milk, threw my shake, threw my fruit in there, and drank it. And then I went and did my workout.
Silly question. Are you using the blender when you make your shake?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you add fruit, you have to. Otherwise, you can't blend it up.
Okay.
So yes, I always use my shake. I always use my blender, even if I don't add fruit to it. I'm always using my blender because I like it blended up, and sometimes it's hard to mix it just with a spoon, you know. Or even if you have, my husband, he just uses the little ball that's in the shaker cup. He has one that has a little ball in it, and that's what he does.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to, for those that have never gone around and looked, and some of you may or may not have ever even looked here, in the Fixate cooking show, this is a couple of things that she talked about for meal prepping. Oops, where is it? She talked about the foundational videos. Oh, there they are. Oops, oops. Whoa, I scrolled too fast. These foundational videos, these meal prep, so you're prepped, these are super great meal prep videos that she did. So if you haven't watched those, watch them, because she gives really great ideas of how to food prep. They even went through, and some of the, here's 80-day obsession recipes. So she's already posting in here and doing things for 80-day obsession. So these savory poached eggs, that might be something, I haven't looked at it yet, Yvette, but that might be something to look at. You can make up eggs for a couple of days, scrambled or cooked or however, and you know, just zap them in the microwave again. But watch this in the Fixate, because she's going to start adding recipes, and when they do them, they will have, if you click on details, it'll give you a little bit of about what it is, and after you watch it, they do have the recipe where you can print the recipe out. So I would suggest looking at the Fixate and watching that. Let me just see if I have any other thoughts of what I watched today. So, like I said, print out your food list. Make sure you have it. In our team page, which I'm going to go ahead and go there so that you guys can see. In the files, I put a grocery list and I put a daily meal planner. There are more of them out there. There's a whole bunch in the coach test group. So if you guys want to look around and you know, maybe you don't like the one that's here, I go right ahead, but I'll open it up so you can see. So here's your meal one, and you could actually do this as your pre-workout and write in here what you're going to eat and what your containers are. And then your post-workout would go here and whatever your containers are. And then your other meals for the day. So this is a really nice little sheet that I got from Tina. And you can put your totals up here of what you're going to get for the week, you know, for the day. So this is a nice little simple thing that you can print out. And then the grocery list is something really nice to take to the store because it has everything broken out. And how many containers are you going to get through the week? So you know how many of, you know, whatever you're going to buy for the week if this helps you. So that's just a couple of little tips in there. And then one other thing that I did in the group, for those of you watching, I'm going to scroll through here. This is the homework for the week. And this is something that we had to do in the coach test group. And I would like all of you to do it here. Make sure that you do your photos and do a little video. I know Yvette did hers. And so there she is. And a couple of other people have done theirs, but just a 60-second little quick video. And you want to do it with this camera because it's better quality than doing a selfie. And so all you have to do is, you know, turn your camera on, make sure you're in view, and then flip your camera around, make sure it's not on selfie mode anymore, and do your little short video. And then just, it's saved to your phone. You can upload it here, and away you go. So let me close that. And I'm going to stop share. And I just thank you guys so much for being here. And if there's any other questions that you have, post it in the comments below the video once I have it uploaded. Yvette, as I come up with ideas, I will be posting them in the group for those of us that need it. And anybody that has recipes that you come across that you think are great, continue to post them in our recipe post that we have. And I will be also, by tomorrow, I will have either a photo album for our page, or I will have just a post that everybody can post their before pictures. And if you do not want to do that and you really feel uncomfortable doing it, just send them to me and I'll keep them private. But I really, for accountability, I want all of you guys to do it. I know we all don't like to do it. I don't like being, you know, in my underwear taking my pictures. But the camera pictures tell 1,000 words. Is that why you say that? They tell 1,000 stories. The scale doesn't always tell everything. Measurements usually do. Pictures really do. So don't hesitate to do that. And I just thank you guys for being here. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.